welcome to an energy update and Q&A with me, Bailey. I am a clairvoyant, psychic medium and spiritual healer based in New Zealand. And today's video is going to be a little bit different to all my other videos. I very clearly received a dream to do an energy update and Q&A. So I put out the call on my Instagram for some questions and I received some questions to answer. In the future, there will most likely be a lot more Q&As and energy updates in this format coming out. So if you, in the future, have some questions you want to ask or you want to know what's going on the world stage energetically, you have questions about spirituality or your life path or something really general or divine masculine, divine feminine, I highly encourage you to go over to my Instagram and I will release the date for the next Q&A and you can send in your questions via Instagram. Or alternately, you can email me. So, I'm going to jump straight into the questions that came through. So, the first question that came through was, the new order and its strict control over the population is coming quickly. What's your vision about the best thing that we can do? And then he also went on to say, I think it will come one way or another, and there is nothing we can do to avoid it, because mankind has to learn a lesson. Maybe it is an opportunity for aware and awake people to be an instrument for the light, and to free ourselves from karma. I think the only thing we can do is have as much inner freedom as possible. So I'm going to go back to the first question of that, which was, the New World Order and its strict control over the population is coming quickly. What's your vision about the best thing that we can do? Essentially, it's really, really important to remember that there is a consciousness divide taking place, and that there are many, many different groupings and energies beginning to play out on the earth, and we are no longer in a group collective consciousness or group think as that has separated off, and we are evolving out of the need to be told what to do. And there's a lot of talk out there about self-governance, sovereignty, the matrix, and moving out of perceived controlled dynamics on the earth. So in regards to the idea of the New World Order, I think you could look at this in many, many different ways. You could look at a New World Order forming in types of very strict controlled governments, or you could look at the New World forming in the higher consciousness where you are more governed by your soul and the cosmos and intuition. And it's very, very important over the next 3 years to really, really look at what you're allowing yourself to be governed by. The New World Order is only a New World Order if you are being governed by it. And so this comes back to what the question said about karma, and that we are in a very, very unique place of Earth evolution right now, where you can decide where you want to experience the rest of your incarnation, and you can hop off a group and into another. But that most likely requires very vast awareness of what you're experiencing and what you're allowing yourself to be governed by, including media, people around you, family dynamics, a sense of being puppeted or being a puppet for someone else's agenda. So when it comes to the New World Order, it's essentially that people are allowing themselves to be a puppet to a belief system or a group consciousness that is playing out. And so that's called group think. And you become a puppet for someone else's agenda, but a lot of the times people don't understand that they're being a puppet, or that they have the choice to move out of that state of consciousness. So it's really, really important to remember that you have the choice over the next 3 years, when stuff really begins to ramp up around control and domination, and what you want to play a role in and what you want to play a part in. And you're not responsible for someone else's soul journey. many souls need to stay in a certain level of consciousness because that's where they're at and that's their journey. Again, as I said, we have a very, very vast opportunity on the earth because of evolution that's taking place and the new higher consciousness that's coming through to hop off that way of being and move into the new higher one. But that requires you energetically to really take a good look at what's going on around, and if you want to be a part of that realm and move into a different one. But also, as you start to, as much inner freedom as possible, as you start to move into those higher realms, they do require you to have a backbone, common sense, authenticity, and integrity. And when you lack that soul power within you, it's very easy for you to go off into something because that's where you're resonant at, or that's what you only know. But and yeah, in regards to inner freedom and hopping off the karmic wheel, it comes down to soul authenticity, integrity. When you start moving into those higher realms, you are asked to get a backbone. You are asked, and you most likely will go through some turbulence of boundaries, going through a lot of situations, saying no, and being prepared to ruffle a few feathers. So in the spiritual community, there's a lot of talk of love and light, and that's not really the reality of being here. And as more soul energies come in, or higher consciousness comes in from the higher realms, there's also going to be a ramp up of what the questionnaire was, the New World Order. And when I talk about the New World Order, I'm talking about the New World Order of the higher consciousness. But you could also look at the New World Order of vast control and domination of the old world patriarchal consciousness, which is going to continue ramping up. So when you move into those higher realms, you will go through an initiatory period of becoming more authentic, more honest, and more true to who you are, in order to say no to stuff that's playing out that you don't want to be a part of. And I talk in a lot of my videos about boundaries, discernment, and common sense and spirituality. And you're really going to start being asked to be okay with ruffling a few feathers, saying no to someone else's projection of reality, and saying, well, I'm not playing that game. I'm going to go elsewhere. And being confident and competent in choosing what you want to experience, and not being puppeted or governed by someone else's belief or experience that you don't want to experience and you don't want to be a part of. So this comes through with the consciousness divide as well, and choosing what New World Order you would like to be a part of. There's also no judgment. If someone is experiencing themselves elsewhere, that's okay. But usually when you're in the lower realm or different realm of consciousness where there is a lot of domination and control, they will usually try and control and dominate other people that are not doing as they are doing out of their own fear. Sometimes when you're very rooted in the lower realms of your expression, you don't know anything else, and it's very, very hard to break out of that control and domination, and controlling and dominating others around you. So it's really, really important, as this stuff starts to play out, that you start to get a sense of discernment, boundaries, and common sense. Be okay with ruffling a few feathers, as I said, and be okay to sort of pioneer your way out of situations that you don't want to be around, and saying no to things that you don't want to be a part of. And as I said again, in the spiritual community, there is a lot of things of being very respectful and very loving to everyone. But also, as you move into the higher realms and don't want to be a part of what's playing out, you are asked to start becoming very discerning and have boundaries with your experience, and being your own governor of your experience, and not allowing some New World Order to be your governor. Allow your soul to be the governor. Okay. Yes, I hope that answered the question. What is the vision for the best thing you can do? Be honest, authentic, and true to who you are and what you want to experience, and don't allow some outside vision or belief of a New World Order to govern what you're experiencing. Yes, okay. Okay. Is there anything else I need to say on there? What the New World Order and the strict control of the population? Yeah, so you will be asked to start saying no, and maybe start kicking a few doors down and start to become comfortable with really just saying no to things that no matter how many tantrums people throw, no matter how many things people do not understand, no matter how many people try to coerce and force you into doing something, you have the choice as to how you want to experience. And because of the opening of the higher cosmos, you have the choice to move into the higher realms, but it does require you to be a bit more, have a stronger backbone for your soul and your experience. And ultimately, it's very empowering when you move into that way of being. Okay, so next question is, what do we do with psychic attack, and how do we protect ourselves? And where do we find where the interference is coming from to draw the boundaries? Okay, so with psychic, I think she said psychic attack, it's really, really important to know that there are many, many different realms of expression on this earth. And when you've come in, a lot of souls are incarnated at this time, and they're holding a higher expression of soul or light quota. So they don't really fit into the group collective consciousness. And most likely, if you have come down holding a lot more light, or you're more embodied, you're more authentic, you're a bit more mature, or stuff like that, you're not really going to understand why someone is psychically attacking you, because that's not your mode of being, and this comes down to the consciousness divide. But with the consciousness divide, there are no firmly drawn boundaries. So we are all still on the earth, but we are just experiencing ourselves in many different realms of expression. And you at the end of the day, you have to be the one to decide what you're wanting to tolerate or experience. However, when it comes to something like psychic attack, it's very important to remember that others are most likely operating from a lower realm of expression to you. And terms like psychic attack and the evil eye and stuff like that are literally just words or labels that we use to explain lower realm psychic phenomena and how we experience them in our own psychic realms. So if someone is psychically attacking you, I understand psychic attack, I've experienced it, but also you want to come from a higher perspective and take out the fear around it. Okay, so someone has just blatantly attacked me, and I feel it, and I've dreamt of it, and I know that there's negativity being aimed at me, but I don't know how or why. And usually you want to get really self-autonomous in your experience with psychic attack, and step out of your fear and start putting, instead of being, oh my god, I got psychic attack, you want to put on your cosmic investigator hat, your psychic investigator hat, and you want to empower yourself through the experience. You want to meditate. And usually when we have these experiences, they'll start, there'll be layers to them, and as we start delving, and you want to put the cosmic investigator hat on, not the oh my god I got attacked hat. You want to get a sense of power, and you want to get a sense of direction in psychic attack, and you want to figure it out. So you can come to a full, well-rounded conclusion with yourself, why that happened, and then gain the wisdom from the situation. A lot of the times it'll be because you're holding a lot more authenticity and integrity, and you're not doing something that someone else is doing. There'll be some, I think a lot of times in psychic attack, there's a lot of threatening energy, and there's a lot, and it usually will be coming from someone who is less aware than you are, or they may not even be aware that they're focusing in on you so intently, because it may be a unconscious loop, but it's being aimed at you. So how do you protect yourselves? Okay, so I'm not really a fan of going around in a bubble when it comes to psychic attack or psychic interference as such. It's very disempowering, and you shouldn't have to walk around the earth believing that you have to be like, ugh. And you have to see it for what it is. It's a lower expression of energy, devoid of soul and light. Because if that person was really in their soul and in their light, while you may have little feelings of insecurities, you would never really aim it at someone on purpose or create negative intent towards something unless you are feeling lack within yourself. So it's coming from a lower expression of that person. Sometimes it can be a friend through jealousy, other times it can be through a complete stranger on the internet. And you have to use your own wisdom and discernment about what you need to do. It may be to step away from that person for a while, it may be to block that person, and maybe getting back to your own energy and clearing out your energy field and really, but if it still bugs you, the attack, you need to do some work and sit there with that cosmic investigator hat on, and get intuitive about it and use your common sense. So yeah, as I said, I'm not really a fan of walking around in a protected bubble. That's not reality of being here, and it's not so much fun constantly being on the defense. But I do know the more embodied you are in your soul, the more common sense, groundedness, practicality, and boundaries you naturally have, the easier it is to navigate psychic interference or psychic attack with a sense of confidence and inner power. While we may feel disempowered, we can always figure it out. I think it's so very important to remember. And that's your boundary in many ways, is using your innate common sense, your intuition, and your discernment about how you're going to navigate it instead of flailing around like a victim to someone else's negativity that's being aimed at you. Also, there could be past lives in which you are working out a little bit of karma as well and need to come to a resolution. Other times it's just someone being rude. It just depends on your situation. How to find out where it's coming from. Again, use your psychic investigation hat. Get in a sense of a little bit of playfulness. Figure it out. Okay, this is someone doing blah, blah, blah. I'm having these dreams. I feel like this person is being nice to my face, but behind the scenes they're thinking really badly about me, or I've triggered them. It's really important to not take on other people's triggers or insecure triggers, because they're going to make you... It's very common psychically to take on another person's insecurities or lack to make this other person feel better about themselves. We don't want to do that psychically. You want to sort of send it back to the person who sent it to you. Okay, so sometimes you will need to clear your energy field. You may have a bunch of their energy in your energy field. So in that case, I would close your eyes, scan your aura and your energy body, and look for discrepancies of someone else's energy in your aura that's affecting your consciousness. So that's a very good trick to use. That happens all the time. People can just sort of into your field, and while you're walking down your soul pathway, and then all of a sudden you're having deep insecurity and lack, and you have no idea where it's come from. You're aware that someone's not being positive towards you, and it may just be that someone has their energy into your field, like a what did I call it? A psychic fart. Farted their energy into your energy field. So check that. What is the evil eye, and what is the evil eye, and what is its function? The evil eye is a sustained, prolonged contact of negativity onto someone else. And a lot of the times, the evil eye is being made into this very over-glamorized thing. The evil eye is literally just sustained, long-term focus on someone else, like intense negativity. There's a difference between black magic and intense negativity. And they just sort of hone in on you. You may be becoming really successful, or you may be really shining your light, becoming who you are as a soul and stepping out of groupthink and not allowing insecurities to govern you and stuff like that. And you may even get an evil eye from a friend where you know that someone isn't happy because you're succeeding. Or the evil eye is literally just a glamorous word for sustained aimed negativity from someone else. So in that case, you would want to check your aura again. It's literally sustained, like someone has focused in on you psychically, and they're going to go round and round in circles with you. It's just going to sustain like onto you, and most likely you'll probably know where it's coming from too. So you want to check your aura again if you think there's an evil eye going on, because it can literally become like a tag in your energy field. And so you want to look for the evil eye. Don't go looking for the evil eye if you think someone isn't aiming the evil eye at you. A lot of the times people can do evil eye on purpose, or they can do it just by sustaining intense negativity onto you. And you want to check your aura in your energy field. You want to close your eyes and meditate and go to a state of relaxation. You want to again scan your aura in your energy body and look for that evil eye stuck in your energy field, because what happens is it creates this energetic connection, almost like a stream of where someone else can freely flow their negativity into your field. and then you get consumed with their negativity. So remember that. So just check it. You may need to cut off the stream and say return back to sender, and then remove the energetic evil eye out and say return back to sender. Always return back to sender with the evil eye. It's not your responsibility to dissolve it with source. It's that person's energy, and it needs to go back to them. And then you can do some stuff with your energetic boundaries. Next question. How to recognize black magic and how to protect. Black magic is a whole other realm when it comes to psychic interference. The evil eye is something that can be very easily fixed, so is psychic attack. But there are realms to psychic expression and how deep and dark and heavy and negative they can be. And black magic is a next level. Usually over time with clients that I've seen with black magic, it takes many sessions for the black magic to be dissolved and returned back to sender and taken out of the aura. It's usually incredibly multifaceted, and you need a shaman or a very gifted psychic healer or spiritual healer to help you out of that, because it's very, very dark, it's very, very dense, and usually there is demonic influence in black magic. And this is where the idea of witchcraft comes in, stuff like manifestation, manipulative use of energy to try and get what you want, purposely, very, very purposely creating spells or stuff like that to hinder someone else's soul pathway on purpose. And it's very next level. And I think I was thinking the other night, around 80 to 90% of people who dabble in black magic do not know what they're doing and do not know the ramifications or the cause and effect of I'm going to put a spell on someone. They do not understand the ramifications of it, what they're calling upon, and what they're bringing into the earth realm, and what they're putting into someone else's aura. They do not understand it. They do not understand the ramifications. Never, ever play with black magic for fun. Do not do it, because you're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble. Same with Ouija boards. Don't do it. You're just going to open up stuff. And the person who goes to open up black magic opens up a portal in their energy field to work with energies that they have no conscious awareness of. And then you've probably got the 10% of people like voodoo, black magic, like people who you can pay purposely to do black magic on people. That's just next level crap, and you need a shaman or a gifted psychic to help you out of it, because that can happen. People can aim demonic energies into your field consciously. It happens. And black magic is something very, very insidious that devolves you and erodes you over time. It's very, very sneaky, and it's very, very insidious. It's very, very different to something like the evil eye or psychic interference from someone, being rude to you on Instagram. Just depends how open psychically you are. But black magic is working with demonic energies in the physical realm. And as I said, probably about 80 to 90% of people who do spells or witchcraft or rituals or, I'm going to manifest this and manipulate this, they do not understand what they're calling upon and what they're doing and what they're interfering with. Little to no awareness of cause and effect, and the backlash of doing that. It is very vast and very intense backlash, because 9 times out of 10, what happens if the shaman or the healer is gifted enough, they will be able to return back that demonic energy to the sender, and then they have to experience what they've created with their own energy. And it's not a children's game, black magic, and a lot of people act like it is, and it's not. It has very vast ramifications for the person, especially if you're interfering on someone who is doing healing work or psychic work. It's just not, you don't want to go around playing with those things and aiming it at people. That it's just aiming at people in general. Like, that's if someone is doing stuff like that to manifest a boyfriend or to manifest a breakup, or playing with witchcraft or a whole black magic, you've got to sort of look at that person's intentions and why they think that they have a say in someone else's soul evolution and soul pathway by trying to manifest a breakup for them. It's very childish, a lot and stuff like that. People don't realize the ramifications and cause and effect of a silly little spell. How to protect from black magic. Okay, so Black magic erodes your sense of self over time. It's very, very insidious and very, very calculated, the energies that have been asked to come through, and very, very intricate and very, very sneaky. So you need a very good psychic to help you. If you have a feeling that, or a shaman, if you have a feeling that you've got black magic working through you, you're dealing with demons, there's succubus energy, sexual harvestation. Yeah, I'm going to be very honest, it's very hard to get out of unless you've got someone who's trained in the realms and dimensions of these energies and has the know-how and the toolkit to help you out of it. Because it is very, 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 very multifaceted when you start calling on demons and stuff like that. It's not a joke. Like, I can't stress enough that black magic is not a joke, but you can expand out of it. And usually if you have these experiences, you can come out of them, you can be incredibly disempowered and then come out the other end of it incredibly empowered. So there's always something when we experience incredible duality like that, that's a gift to more power to you, and knowing that it can't have any power over you. But these things do happen and they do take place. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the energy report. Okay, so what was it? Okay, so there's a lot of change taking place on the earth right now. And it's come time for many of us now to start leaving the spiritual kiddie pool and to start being more honest, integral, and authentic with our spiritual pathways and who we are as on a soul level, and not so much adhering to a certain way of being spiritual. Everyone is on a spiritual journey, and we are really going to start to see the collapse of we're really going to start to see the collapse of false idols, false spirituality, and people who are just out for their own self-gain in the spiritual realm. And we're really going to start to see more mature spiritual guides come out with a different flavor or unique, authentic expression of spirituality and how they teach and how they guide others. So it's really important with the group. This comes to the energy update of the group think. And leaving groupthink behind when it comes to spirituality. It's very important now that we start stepping out of these fantastical and glamorous facades of spirituality and start getting very, very real and honest with who we are on the soul level. It'll work for you exponentially 10 times higher if you want to move into those higher realms of expression and leave what you have known. And in the current energetic climate, it's a little bit of a mishmash, and it's going to continue to be a little bit of a mishmash for quite a while now. And what you're wanting to do is really, really hone in on your sense of authenticity and stop lying, stop doing things because you don't want to hurt someone's feeling. I'm going to invite this person out for our weekly dinners, even though I don't like that person, but I'm going to be really passive aggressive to that person. I'm not going to tell them that I don't want them there, but I'm going to keep inviting them. So we really want to start stepping out of that behavior and that way of being where you're not being honest and authentic, and to stop caretaking other people's emotions and feelings. That's a very, very immature way of living on the earth. Caretaking and saying yes to things because of other people's feelings. We're not here on the soul level to experience ourselves in a very watered down state, and we're not here as we're going to evolve and mature into more authenticity of who we are, to sidestep someone else's feelings and emotions because we want to experience something else, or we want to do something different with our lives or our business, and start really leaving that groupthink and the woe is me and I have to because feelings. No, thank you. Also, in the current energetic climate, if you want your business to be successful, if you want you to be successful, if you want to start really honing in on more of your soul power and authenticity, you are going to have to say goodbye to a lot of spiritual crutches, a lot of ways of being. They're literally going to be, like, if you want more abundance, happiness, and joy, you're going to have to start letting go of the stuff that actually doesn't make you joyful and happy. And you have to get very honest and very authentic in the current energetic climate. Otherwise, nothing is going to work for you. And so it's almost like you've got to rise up above the mess that's playing out right now. Stuff on the internet, stuff around you, other people's emotions and feelings and fears or whatever it is. And move up out and open up into your own bubble or pathway and start creating with your own unique pathway. Whether that is doing intuitive work or spiritual work, or you're working in a school, or you're a builder, or whatever it is, you want to go up and open up a unique pathway for yourself in which you can follow down. This is where a gifted intuitive can come in and help you connect in and up into that higher level of being, so you are no longer playing in amongst fears and insecurities and lacks and feelings and emotions of others. And you won't be governed by that. So as soon as you get on your own unique energetic pathway, up and above, out of the mess and miasma that's playing out, you're going to have it a lot easier and have a very, very clear direction of where you're going. And you're not going to be playing in the kiddie pool of everybody else. Okay. Yeah, so you're not going to be playing in the kiddie pool of everyone else. So what you've got to do is start taking accountability and responsibility for where you're going and what you want to experience on a unique soul level. Go up and out above everything else playing out around you, and start just playing by the rules of your own game. So remember that you can do that. You can move up out of this, create your own thing, and go off on your own pathway. You don't have to be a part of everything else that's playing out for everyone else. Anything else for the energy update? Rising above the chaos. You can do it. You may need to grow some stronger boundaries and discernment. Be comfortable with saying no. Be comfortable with ruffling a few feathers, and ultimately let people have their tantrums or grumbly egos. Oh, you're not doing what I want. It doesn't really matter what someone else wants. So in the new energetic climate, and a climate that's going to start to play out, someone else's wants and needs shouldn't be at the forefront of your experience. You want to start surrounding yourself with people on a like-minded understanding of the earth. There is lots of stuff beginning to take place in form, and things are splitting off. We are no longer in that group consciousness and what's going on there. Okay, do I have anything else to say on the energy update? Yeah, I think the biggest thing that just came through was you also don't have to play in the game of people that you don't want to be around, or they're not resonant for you, or it's not working. You're not obliged to keep people in your experience out of obligation or out of a sense of, because X, Y, Z. It's very, very important for you to know that you have the power and the choice to discern about what type of people you want to be around, what type of energies you want to be around, what you want to start creating, and what you want to experience. So it's very freeing to realize that you do have the power as to what you want to experience. You are governed by yourself. You are choosing to surround yourself with people on a like-minded resonance. Maybe you want to leave a job and go and start something else and try something new. We are being given an opportunity right now so we can move up and into a new line, into a new pathway, but you've got to do it yourself, and start creating different things, whether they be more creativity, beauty, love, art, design. You want to almost get meditative, get intuitive, and what's that one thing that's going to pop into your mind that you want to do, and then you want to click into the energy of that, move up and start creating with the energy of the thing that you want to do, up and out of everything else around you. And when we start working with this way in energy on what we want to do on the earth and what we want to experience, things start aligning in the most harmonious and beautiful way. If we decide to click into something from the heart and soul that we've been wanting to do for a very long time, we can move up and out and start working with the energy of that idea, whilst we're still in amongst the everyday world of everyone else, except we're traveling on our own unique pathway. And so that's when things start to get really magical and amazing, because you're actually doing something that you want to do, and you're not really being a type of passive aggressive anymore. You're choosing for you what you want to do, and you're going with what you want to do. And that's when Cosmos really starts working with you, because you've made that choice to do something you really want to do. It's very easy to flail around and blame everyone else for your life or XYZ, but at the end of the day, you've got to make the choice, and you've got to work with what comes through to you, and then start working with the energy of it, because it's all you that's generating that for you and your life. No one can generate something for your life by you bitching or moaning or blaming someone else outside of you. You are the energetic generator for your life. So in the new energetic climate, or the current energies that are playing out, you're the one that's got to generate what you want with your energy. Your energy is your generator. Okay. Is there anything else that I need to say? Same with relationships and jobs and businesses. A lot of collapse going on there. If you're not happy with what's being generated and where you are at the moment, you can move up and start generating something else. But that just means you're going to have to leave a lot of what was generated in the previous realm behind and move into a new one. So it's very natural and organic at this time for family dynamics to break down, for relationships and marriages to break down, as you want something more amazing and beautiful for your life. Also, if you're at the head of a household, so you are a father or something like that, you can generate as a man a new way of being in the family dynamic. You can choose to take the family somewhere else. With your energy, you can generate an environment that's very creative and free and loving. But that's a very good example. You can be the generator of vast, new, expansive energies for yourself if you want to be. And again, sometimes we need help with that. Maybe we go and see an intuitive or a spiritual healer. It just depends what you're after and what you feel guided to do in your own unique pathway. Your own unique pathway, that is very, very important. Your own unique pathway in the energetic current climate. You want to get on your own unique energetic pathway and stop listening to other people's pathways that you don't want to be a part of, and start getting very clear on the pathway that you want to travel down, and then start working with that energy and start creating with that energy and start creating the pathway, and you'll see the pathway start to open for you intuitively as things start to align. Okay, I think that's enough. That sounds good to me. I'm coming out, taking a little bit of a break from YouTube. I just need to go and focus on some of my own things and healing modules at the moment, and do some integration. If you have any questions, comments, feedbacks, leave them down below. I will, and go give my Instagram a follow, and I will, if there is another Q&A that I'm guided to do, I will be asking on Instagram for you to send through your questions through there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope this was helpful. And remember, you can generate that new energy line into something new if you're not happy where you're at, but you also have to decide to start generating it within. Thank you very much for watching.